Have you ever woken up, sensed the buzzing of your phone before you even opened your eyes, and felt your chest tighten because you knew someone wanted a piece of you? A colleague, a friend, a relative, always reaching, always pulling. In that instant, your day is hijacked. You have not even stood up, yet your time, your energy, your peace have already been claimed by someone else. Today, we will flip that script. You will discover why constant availability drains the soul, how silence can become a strategic shield, and, most important, how 3 practical steps can take you from chronic burnout to rock-solid personal boundaries. Stay here, breathe, and let the noise fade while we begin. First, we dive into radical self-awareness. Imagine a bright spotlight sweeping across the stage of your mind, revealing every hidden motive behind each yes you have ever uttered. When you agree to cover a shift you do not have strength for, or listen to a friend vent for the 10th time about the same problem, what is really driving that response? Fear of rejection, fear of conflict. A childhood script that taught you, good people never say no? Take a slow breath. Picture a timeline stretching from your earliest memory to this very moment. Mark each episode when you felt overextended. Notice the pattern. The same people, the same triggers, the same hollow feeling afterward. Carl Jung called these repeating loops complexes, clusters of charged memories that hijack behavior. Until you shine light on the loop, it runs your life. Here is a simple practice. For the next 7 mornings, before checking any device, sit upright, close your eyes, and ask, whose emotion am I carrying right now? Wait, the first face that appears is usually the person holding your puppet strings. Write the name down, then whisper, this feeling is not mine to manage. This tiny ritual plants the first seed of sovereignty. Neuroscience backs this up. Studies at Stanford University show that labeling an emotion and assigning its true source reduces amygdala reactivity by nearly 30%, freeing frontal lobe resources for clear decision-making. In plain speech, when you name the weight, you stop carrying it. One more layer. Replace the phrase, I have to, with I choose to. Language reshapes perception. When you say, I choose to answer this call, autonomy returns. When you say, I choose not to, guilt loosens its grip. Autonomy is the foundation upon which every boundary stands tall. Pause. Feel that subtle power humming in your chest. That is the birth of self-ownership. Silence is more than the absence of sound. It is an amplifier of presence. Picture 2 magnets. One is frantic, flipped in multiple directions, its field weak and confused. The other is aligned, pointing north with unwavering certainty. Silence aligns your inner compass. You may ask, will people think I am cold? Some will. Let them. Warmth that springs from forced compliance is not love. It is emotional labor disguised as care. Start with micro-silences. The next time a message pings, count slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before you even glance at the screen. Those 5 silent seconds remind your nervous system that you decide when to engage. Over a week, extend the gap to 10, then 20. Soon, silence ceases to feel like awkward emptiness and begins to feel like breathable space. Historical proof, Mahatma Gandhi reserved every Monday for total silence. During those hours, he wrote, reflected, and planned strategies that later moved nations. Your life may not require civil disobedience, yet it certainly deserves a fortress of calm. Silence also exposes manipulators. When the predictable reaction is removed, opportunists scramble. They may label you distant, rude, even selfish. Translate those accusations into a simpler sentence. Your boundary inconvenience is my agenda. Smile gently, hold the silence. Finally, convert silence into data. Keep a reaction journal. Anytime someone grows irritated with your pause, jot down what they requested and how urgent it truly was. After 30 entries, you will see the pattern. Urgency is often a costume worn by another person's poor planning. That clarity inoculates you against future guilt trips. Silence, therefore, is not retreat. It is advanced positioning. After awareness and silence comes the art of re-emergence, returning to the world on your terms. Think of a sculptor chiseling away marble to reveal a statue. The marble chips are old obligations falling off. The revealed form is your authentic schedule, passion, and circle of allies. Begin by drafting a personal energy budget. List your weekly hours like a bank ledger. Allocate slots for work, rest, creativity, and service. Leave at least 10% as unassigned capital. That buffer is where spontaneity and genuine generosity live. Without a buffer, every new request pushes you into overdraft. Next, deploy the 2-gate rule. Gate 1 is value. Does this request align with my core priorities? Gate 2 is reciprocity. Has this person demonstrated mutual respect? Only when both gates open do you proceed. Speak the decision aloud. After checking my energy budget, I choose to accept. Or, both gates did not open, so I choose to decline. Voicing the logic trains your brain to respect its own boundaries. Expect turbulence. Some relationships thrive only when you overgive. Their discomfort is not your emergency. Stay firm but compassionate. I hear you. I cannot help this time. No story, no apology. Finally, celebrate tiny victories. Each preserved evening, each restful weekend is evidence that your life is now self-authored. Keep a victory log and read it every Sunday. Reinforcement cements change. Let us ground theory in action with a 7-day reset plan. Day 1, detox. Delete one messaging app notification badge. Every red dot is a micro-summon. Removing it lowers cortisol. Day 2, body cue. Set 3 alarms named breathe, scan, release. When each chime sounds, inhale slowly, notice tension, exhale while dropping your shoulders. This trains somatic awareness needed for boundary enforcement. Day 3, declutter. Choose one drawer, remove all unused items, sigh with relief. External clarity begets internal clarity. Day 4, boundary script. Write 2 polite refusal phrases. Example: thank you for thinking of me, I am not available. Repeat aloud until it flows without tremor. Day 5, solo date. Schedule a 2-hour block with no company, no phone. Visit a park, a gallery, or a quiet cafe. Notice how ideas surface when space is granted. Day 6, relationship audit. Draw 3 concentric circles. Place names according to trust and reciprocity. The outer ring receives limited access. The inner sanctum is earned, not presumed. Day 7, reflect and plan. Journal 1 page answering, what drained me this week? What filled me? Plan next week using the answers. This miniature program condenses months of therapy into one focused experiment. Complete it once and the taste of sovereignty becomes unforgettable. Obstacle 1 is guilt. You will hear an inner voice whisper, good people are always helpful. Counter with whole people help wisely. Obstacle 2 is social pushback. Prepare preset statements. I understand this is important to you, it cannot fit my current capacity. Repeat calmly, like a broken record of serenity. Repetition rewires social expectations. Obstacle 3 is internal sabotage. The moment you craft a new boundary, an old self-image may protest. Visualize that outdated self as fog dissipating under morning sun. Each new no is a ray of light. Research from the University of Chicago shows habit change follows a U-curve. Initial high motivation, mid-phase dip, long-term consolidation. Recognize the dip around week 3. Recommit by reviewing the victory log described earlier. Finally, obstacle 4 is overcorrection. Some viewers swing from total availability to absolute isolation. Remember, boundaries are doors, not walls. The goal is selective permeability, not permanent exile. Balance is the hallmark of maturity. Meet Elena, a nurse from Houston. During the global health crisis, she worked 12-hour shifts, then answered family calls all night. Her blood pressure spiked, insomnia set in. After embracing strategic silence, she instituted a 40-minute decompression window post-shift. Phone on airplane mode, warm shower, soft music. Within 6 weeks, her resting heart rate dropped by 8 beats per minute. Then there is Jamal, a freelance designer in Atlanta. Clients messaged him at midnight expecting revisions by dawn. He adopted the 2-gate rule. One high-maintenance client balked and left. 2 weeks later, a better-paying client filled the slot. Revenue rose, stress fell. Finally, Sophia, a graduate student, feared saying no to her advisor. She practiced the 5-second pause, then asked for 48 hours to consider any new task. Her thesis advanced faster because interruptions declined. She graduated on time and with honors. These stories prove one truth. When you protect your energy, the universe, or at least your calendar, rearranges itself in your favor. Let us weave the threads together. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a silent alarm. Radical self-awareness disarms that alarm by naming each hidden motive. Strategic silence establishes a perimeter where clarity flourishes. Conscious re-emergence then reintroduces you to the world, not as a depleted servant, but as an equal participant whose yes carries weight, because your no now has authority. Imagine tomorrow morning. Your phone buzzes, yet you smile, finish your coffee, and consider your energy budget. Perhaps you respond. Perhaps you do not. Either way, the decision is yours. Feel the calm sovereignty in that scenario. Multiply it by 52 weeks, then by a lifetime. That is the freedom on offer. Take the 7-day reset, share your victories in the comments, and watch how many others echo your experience. Collective change starts with individual choice. If this journey resonated, tap subscribe right now and ring the notification bell. A carefully chosen video is lighting up on your screen. Click it next. It deepens today's lesson and gives fresh tools you can apply this week. Your transformation accelerates when you keep moving, so do not pause the momentum. Join our community and step into your next level of freedom.